have to literally make the call to the IRS and say, hey, look, we made the payment, check under the spouse's social and see if it's there. Sometimes it is, sometimes it is. In the case of my client, it wasn't there. They couldn't find it anywhere.
That's a big deal.
It's scary. I mean, my client was terrified. I mean, it was 6 digits. It was a high 6 digit. It wasn't something small.
Could you imagine a client on their own having to fix that right now, especially given the IRS's cutbacks?
No. I mean, even after I did his current year return for 24, he was still like, I just can't believe. He goes, what do other people do? And I'm like, they do what you did. They come to somebody like me. And I kept telling him, you're in good hands. Don't worry about it. I got you covered, got you back. We're not giving up. We're not just going to let it die and you're going to owe it. It doesn't work that way in our books, not as a representation specialist, right? The IRS did put out a notice that as of May 31st this year, they don't want to do any more paper checks. They won't be sending out paper checks unless it's a necessity, and they would prefer everything be electronically. So they really do want you to get used to paying online.
So no more paper refunds. When you file your return, you got to provide them with your routing number, and
I don't want to give them that. Then they have my bank information, and they got it anyway.
I don't prepare returns except my own. Honestly, I could see a taxpayer saying, hey, just send us the check. We don't want to give you checking information. So what happens?
If they do that, the IRS may reach back out to them and say, hey, we need your banking information, because they know whether or not you have a bank account. People think they don't, but you don't have to give them the information for them to know that you have a bank account. And that's, I think, a misnomer to a lot of taxpayers. They think, well, if I don't give it to them, they won't know. It doesn't work that way. I tell anybody that owes on a tax return, if you're filing an extension for any reason, if you believe that you are going to owe, no matter whether you're an offer client, an installment agreement client, both of those need to be very on point, because that could throw your offer out the window. It could make it in default if you owe. But I tell them, let's do an extension payment. Just go online, make a payment, and at least that keeps you out of that, hopefully, penalty box, because your tax will all be paid before April 15th. And then if there's anything that's maybe you don't use all that, let's say they make a $5,000 extension payment and the tax liability is $4,000. We take the difference and we apply it to the following year.
That's great planning. Great work for the taxpayer.
Absolutely. And, I try to minimize, and we should all be doing that, minimize and ensure that whether you do resolution work or not, if you're doing tax preparation work only, you still should be trying to minimize that bottom line for your taxpayer, however that looks like. And you have to think about all of these caveat directions that we can go. That taxpayer roadmap is not easy to follow, and that's why we do what we do.